Well, thank you
I have
very
a
much.
question.
Shoot.
Yeah, I'm wondering about in the spiral system. Is it kind of something that runs like in a linear fashion and you're working on all the stages, or do you need to get past a stage to be able to move on to a stage?
All right, so hold
How
on.
does it work that
Hold
way?
on. So before we answer that question, that's a great segue to going through the different stages and colors. If we go through the stages and colors, I think your question will be answered. If you guys are ready, I guess the first stage is beige, and my notes, well, my note I should say on the first stage is survival, and so like if you guys want to go through both of them at the same time, or just do one at a time, because so we can, I guess, get an understanding or help.
Yeah, your notes are pretty good, Ray. From what I saw, maybe you can just describe for people who've never heard of the concept before, just the general overview.
Well, I guess what I've understood from it, is it's more or less your basic instinct to survival, and it's more or less goes hand in hand with the first phase in Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which is the physiological needs, which are food, water, air, shelter, clothing, warmth, and sleep. So that's more or less what that covers. So I guess everybody kind of has taken that step. Anybody who's conscious and is alive and well, I guess. So I guess, and the next step is purple, and it's more like the societal role that we all play in humanity. And so whether we are doctors, lawyers, whether we are teachers or life coaches, or just depending on what not just your vocation, but what you are put on this earth to do, more or less. Am I correct so far? Because I'm a baby in this, and so I'm just getting an understanding of these steps. So
I would add too, for starting at beige was the animalistic, goes into purple, which is more, that's like the birth of tribalism, like individual being like, oh, okay, maybe it's easier to survive with a group of people, and those were like the early tribes.
And again, those are my notes. So like what they were saying and what I was receiving was a little different than what they were saying. So it kind of changed. I guess the definition kind of changed when they were explaining it to me. So all right. Did you want to do the next step, or did you have one more?
Sure. I'll go red. Red would be the next stage, and that goes back away from communal thinking, more into individualistic, and that's like someone in a tribe being like, you know what, I'm the biggest, strongest here. I could just take over this tribe, and everyone could succumb to me and my impulsive needs. And that was the next stage from basic tribalism, was that red era. The red symbolizes like dictatorship, my way or the highway kind of consciousness, like just satisfying your selfish needs first and leaving the tribe behind.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's not like these stages, like I know for myself, I kind of have like this thing, oh, red, that's not a good stage. It's not, but all the stages are very necessary, and they all build upon each other perfectly, and they all played their role to get us to where we are now and to propel us even into the future.
Yeah. So is the next stage blue or amber?
After red would be blue.
Okay, so this is just traditional, like do it values, rules, and discipline, faith, and transcendent God or order, and social conservative, you could say. So that would be the next stage. And I guess orange is, I guess you are considered modern if you're at orange, which values relationally, in science, individualism, and democracy, and capitalism, and materialism, and just I guess more of like a non-theistic worldview. And you have green, which is postmodern. You value pluralism and equality and relativistic, and sensitive, and social, in dealing with social rights and environmentalism, world-centric. And the next is teal, or yellow, rather, sorry. And that has to do with, seeing natural hierarchy and systems of systems, and holding multiple perspectives. It's flexible, creative, and effective, leading edge of consciousness and culture. And then you have turquoise, which is integral. It sees the world as alive and evolving, and holistic, and cosmocentric. It lives from both individual self and transpersonal self, emerging now. And the last is indigo, or coral, which is post-integral. Realize the oneness, exhibits wisdom, joy, love, sees and saints and sages throughout history, and theoretical and aspirational. Those are the steps when it comes to spiral dynamics.